It's on TV. It's on TV. It's on TV. It's meant to be on TV. It's on now.
I'm Joshua. And I'm Junior. In today's stories, a new crime wave is sweeping the country in the form of woolen graffiti. Science have invented an invisibility cloak. We help them find it and the latest in weather around the country. But first, a story that will turn your world upside down.
If you think the world is getting more and more topsy-turvy, it turns out you're right. Builders in Germany have built an upside-down house, and before you think they may have read the plans upside down, they did it on purpose. The wacky abode was built as a tourist attraction, as well as being a comment on the state of the world. The house is 23 feet tall and rests on its roof, and has steel beams in the attic. Inside the house, there are beds screwed into the ceiling, upside-down wardrobes, and upside-down kitchens, and even an upturned bathroom. Though it's not known if anyone has tried to have a bath in it or go to the toilet, normally a house like this would take 3 weeks to build. This one took 4 months because workers kept getting confused by the strange angles of the walls. Many tourists visiting the house complain of feeling sick and dizzy after just a few minutes inside. We now cross over to our reporter Pepe, who is inside the house. How are you feeling, Pepe?
Thanks, Josh. I'm here with the owner of the house, Greed, and I'm feeling upside down. So, what made you decide to build this upside down house?
When I was a little kid, I look outside my window and I see all these perfect houses standing nice and straight. It was boring and it was dumb to me. So then I had to mix it up a little and put it upside down.
What comment do you feel the house makes, or what comment do you feel the house makes about the state of the world?
I think they think I'm the man, because look at me, I'm living in an upside down house. It's cool, perfect, creative, imaginative.
What are some of the changes or challenges of living in a house where everything's upside down?
I've got to tell you, it's my hair. I need to keep it nice and flat. You know, because if I'm upside down in a house, I don't want my hair to be hanging down. I want it to be nice and flat.
Is it hard to change upside down?
Yes, it is. Because if after you shower, you go and you get changed. You fall down and you might injure yourself, or you might end up in hospital.
Well, thank you for joining us. I'm Pepe from Marketi News. And back to you, Joshua and Junior in the studio.
Thanks, Pepe. Even watching that makes me feel sick. And now for a story that is truly out of sight. Look out, Harry Potter. The world of science is catching up to the world of magic. Science is Europe have created a 3D invisibility cloak which can hide objects by bending light waves. It has been found that light can be controlled using special tiny crystals that makes objects disappear. So far, scientists have made small objects such as coins disappear, but hope that it won't be long before they are hiding cars, planes, and even people. People have always dreamed of making themselves invisible. One top science says the possibilities are endless and we are very excited. However, since inventing the invisibility cloak, the science have been having trouble finding it. As soon as we put it down somewhere, it just disappears. The inventor of the cloak said it appears they are having trouble finding other things too, like their lunch which they think may be underneath the cloak. What will this invention actually be used for? Hoping to see through the reasons behind the invisibility cloak. Here is our on-the-spot report with more on story.
Hello, I'm Mele, and with me is Elizabeth, one of the scientists behind the invisibility cloak. Hi Elizabeth, and thanks for joining us today. What made you want to invent an invisibility cloak?
Well, since people are trying to steal my car, I thought I could invent something to hide it.
Wow, smart girl. Can you show me how the invisibility cloak works?
Sure. Hang on. I could just cover my body or cover my face and you could only see half of my leg.
Great. What do you hope the cloak will be used for?
I hope the cloak could be used for my car because I really want to catch the people who's been stealing it in action.
Awesome, Elizabeth. Thanks for your time. Well, that makes things very clear. Thanks for joining us, and we're out of time. Over to you, Josh and Junior, in the studio.
And now, how's this for an interesting yarn? A new wave of graffiti crime is covering the country, thanks to an underground gang known as the Midnight Knitters. These wool-waving criminals are covering tree branches and lampposts with small jerseys and scarves under the cover of darkness. Police say the knitted activities of the gang are illegal because their woolly crimes are being done on public property without permission. The popularity of woolen graffiti is growing and more public objects are being wrapped up every night. But the problem is growing. Police say they warn that if the Midnight Knitters aren't caught soon, every tree, lamppost and traffic light in the country will be warmly dressed against the cold. The problem is spinning out of control. There are a close-knit group of dyed-in-the-wool criminals. We are stitching together a case, but it's not seamless. There is no real pattern to the crime. A police spokesman said today, so far the criminal knitters have escaped arrest and continue to pull the wool over the eyes of both the public and the police. We go now to a secret location with our investigative reporter Meripa, who has an exclusive interview with one of the Midnight Knitters gang.
Thanks, Joshua. I'm Meripa, and joining me in this top secret location is two members of the Midnight Knitters gang. Hello, Eric and Tyrone, and thanks for joining us. So, what led you into the dark underworld of knitted graffiti?
My grandma, because she used to be a knitter as well. When she was knitting some clothing, I asked her if I could have a turn, and I got addicted, so I've been knitting ever since.
Tyrone told me the idea, and then I was like, bro, that's a brilliant idea. We're gonna be famous and be rich. And then I started to stick with him, and we started knitting all day long.
Wow, impressive. Do you see yourself as a criminal? Why or why not?
No, because people might think of it as a good thing, because they might like it, because it makes everything all colourful and all nice.
I don't see ourselves like criminals, because we're just trying to be creative people in this city, and we're trying to help out the community too.
Helpful. Apart from trees, lampposts and traffic lights, where else would you like to graffiti with your woolens?
People, because if I see them wearing some woolen clothes, I'll know it's me or my friend Eric. Because see, look, I made this hoodie. It's very nice.
I like to knit buildings so that the community don't waste the money on installation. Like the scarf I'm wearing, I knitted it with a little bit of help from Tyrone. It's pretty warm, yeah.
Thanks for your time, Eric and Tyrone of the Midnight Knitters gang. We now go over to Natasha with the weather update.
Thank you, Jude Metapa, and good evening, New Zealand. Let's have a look at tomorrow's weather. Starting in the far north, in Kataia, look out for some pretty flash flooding and raindrops as big as your head. If you're going outside, wear a hat. Moving down to Auckland, there will be a mix of fair conditions and unfair conditions. But those are the conditions and you'll just have to accept them. There will be no weather at all for the Bay of Plenty. It's taking a short holiday, but it is expected to be back for the weekend. In Napier and Hastings, the weather will sometimes be changeable and sometimes not. We have really no idea what will happen there. In the Taranaki, mild depression brings with it a very dull day with no highlights at all. It'll be overcast and gloom all morning, but things should cheer up by the evening, so don't worry, everything will be fine. Wellington will have another capital day. There will be no wind at all and the day conditions will be so pleasant they'll actually be extreme. In the top of the South Island, Kaitaia, Koikara can Koikara can expect to have a good day, meeting friends for lunch, going for a swim and reading the newspapers, but try to stay indoors as the weather will be just terrible. A real mix for Christchurch, which will have some unreasonable rainfall, some sensible wind, moderate thunderstorms and some of very angry snow. And in the lower south, Dunedin will be frosty, cold and unfriendly until late morning when the sun will pop over for a visit. Everybody likes the sun. Thanks. That's all for me. Remember, if it's raining outside, that's the weather for you. Good night, New Zealand. Now it's back to the news desk with Joshua and Junior.
Yeah, that's all we have. Oh, thanks, Sasha. That's all we have time for.
We hope you've enjoyed this evening broadcast. Thank you all for watching and we'll see you again next time. Until then, I'm Junior.
And I'm Joshua.
For Marketi
the news. Goodbye, Inohora light bulb.
It's on TV. It's on TV. It's meant to be on TV. It's on now. It's on TV.
You've seen it on a TV show.
It's on TV. It's on TV. And it's on now.
You've seen it on a TV show. Seen it on a TV show.
It's on TV. It's on now. It's on TV. And it's on now.
Seen it on a TV show.